Hey everybody, welcome back to my very hot, sunny Florida garden. Today I'm going to walk around my vegetable garden very quickly because it's very hot and this is about the only time I have to do this. So it is August 10th today, no, August 9th today, and this is my garden as it sits this time of year. So, like I said, it's very hot and sunny right now, and I have about full sun in my garden at this time of day. So, let me just run through here with you. First off, this pigeon pea is doing great. I expect to get probably more blooms off of it, as well as the 5 others that I have in the yard. And then I have another one over there. So I'll have lots of pigeon peas to harvest. I have still going strong my key limes. The 2 of them have lots of key limes on it. It'll be the best key lime year yet since I planted these, which I'm very happy about. Everything is still in the seed stage, not that you can see it, but I did plant some daikon radish down here. And so that will grow through the winter time and then give me some daikon radish for making bok choy. So that is not bok choy, for making my goodness, that will give me daikon radish for making kimchi with my bok choy and my other cabbage that I'm growing. I just noticed I had a fruit fall on the ground. So technically this key lime is not all the way ripe, but for some reason it fell, so we'll use that. Over here, I just wanted to show that I trimmed a lot of a zinnia plant that was kind of overtaking a vine. And in doing that, I put 2 cuttings in some soil, and these 2 made it. They rooted out. So you can propagate your zinnia plants when you trim them. So that's something to note. You don't have to start them from seed. Pretty much a lot is the same, except we have some more growth right now. I'm starting some seeds. See, the shadows are bad. I'm starting some seeds here. I have it covered in some straw. There's some more bean plants there starting. I have some loofah starting. This is a really nice specimen of a Cherokee purple tomato. So my plan is, if the other seeds don't take, once this gets bigger, I'm definitely going to take cuttings of this so I have tomatoes through the rest of the fall season. Let's see. Over here I have so many zinnias. I don't even know what to do with. So I'm really enjoying them. They're bringing in the pollinators like crazy. The 2 blackberries are still big and growing. I have more loofahs starting up this trellis. Look at this zinnia. Get out of the shadow. Let's see, this is a garden huckleberry. I have a few of those growing. They're acting as a trap crop, and I will also be able to use the huckleberries to make things from. So that is a pretty useful plant in my garden right now. Paired that with some pineapple basil, and of course the star basil is this holy basil right now. Love that plant. I have more daikon radish seeded along the inside of the trellises. Let's see, this half of the bed is doing rather poorly, not sure why, but I just seeded some, oh, look at that. I have a swallowtail butterfly, a giant swallowtail, probably born from that key lime tree over there. Probably had a chrysalis. So this half of the bed, I'm not planting anything until I'm ready to plant fall stuff. The same with stuff that's coming out of there. I really want to give things some room when I'm ready for that. So these little okra plants, we're doing nothing with those. But I did seed calendula and a few zinnias on both sides of these beds. So that will be the start of my fall calendula to have for making salves. So I'm pretty excited about that. I have my zinnia plant there. Look at that one. So pretty. That one I staked up and it is standing up really nicely. Let's see. I expect things to pick back up production-wise once it gets a little cooler. It is so hot right now that some things like the okra, I know they do well in the heat, but it is so extreme right now that some things are stunted, and even their vegetable or their fruit that they're putting off is stunted. So I'm gonna leave those there. And I did plant some more okra. The dog's in the way, but they're still really small. So we'll see. I wanted to point out, I'll stand here in the shade and point this out in the sun, that the first half of the spring and the first part of the summer, I didn't have drip irrigation. Well, now I do. I have drip irrigation to my entire garden. I don't even know if I had it in the last video. I don't remember. But I noticed things struggled immensely because it wasn't getting consistent water, and I think I would have had better results with the okra if I had had that put in beforehand, but I didn't. It just came on a whim. I was so tired of watering constantly. When you're overhead watering, you're really not getting the most out of your water. So I mean, for money wise and the plant wise, it really does better to water at the root level and always mulch. So that's why I have mulch. I have no no shortage of weeds either, but sometimes weeds can act as a ground cover too, and especially in places like that where weeds are going to pop up anyway, I'm not being too diligent about pulling them because it's so hot out and I don't want to be out here. But yes, so once I put in this drip irrigation, I noticed a stark improvement in my plants' growth because nothing was wilting off and on all day, every day, and it makes all the difference. So I'm really excited for my fall garden because now I have my whole garden on drip irrigation. I can tweak it as I need to, but yeah, so everything should grow really nicely. So the calendula and zinnias will be popping up. I already saw one germinate there. Over here's my sweet potatoes, and my watermelon vine is kind of going crazy in here as well. I'm just gonna let it. Wonder if there's any watermelons. We'll look here. There's some babies starting. I don't know. There's a basil plant growing up here, but we'll see. So here's another garden huckleberry plant. You'll see the huckleberries here. This was put over here as a trap crop for this corner. And it works to an extent. I wouldn't say it keeps the bugs off of everything. I'm gonna pluck. So this bean plant is using this zinnia as like a trellis. So, but I don't want the zinnia to die because I'm not deadheading it. So I'm gonna deadhead these plants. Hold on. I'll come back out here and do a more thorough job. That butterfly is just staying right around here. But I have lots of the yard-long beans coming over here. So that is exciting. Those are really tasty. I just cooked those and I posted that in a video this morning. And then this is my loofah. So just like last year, my loofah plant is growing up this trellis and it's growing out there onto the jasmine trellis, which at this time of year, I don't care. It's cool looking, and you know what? For some reason, it supported it so well, and I think it gave the leaves enough like mixture of the jasmine, which pests don't really like, and the vine really survived. So, and it thrived. So I'm leaving it because if you'll notice under here, look at the size of that loofah. I mean, this thing is massive. It's probably 2 feet tall, 2 feet long. So I'm gonna definitely leave the loofah as it's growing. I have birdhouse gourds growing. They're gonna just hang out until they dry up. I was real stupid and I accidentally pulled this pot over and I yanked the one of the vine's roots, and some of the vine died. So far, I haven't noticed it being too big of a problem, and the main part of the vine did live, but some of the leaves are dying off, which is okay. But I haven't noticed all but one gourd actually dying, and they're all up in there. And there's loofahs in the front yard. I'll show you that. And the bees are just crazy over loofah plants. They love them. So this is just gonna do what it does, and we'll move on from there. Oh, there's a stupid squash bug, or a stink bug. Here's a watermelon. So this is my first time growing watermelon successfully. So what I've learned is that, well, for one, I'm gonna wait for the date that I know that these would be ripe, like judging off of the harvest date. But this is the vine here. So here's the closest tendril to the vine that is producing the fruit. So I'm gonna wait for that tendril to turn brown. And so we're going to leave that there to ripen. All of this here is all watermelon. My peppers are doing really poorly. I'm thinking about pulling the peppers out, and I don't even see where the, oh, look at this. I swear this is the worst pepper year I've had. But it's whatever. It's so hot, so I can't expect much. This zinnia is doing really pretty. So like, if you just look at this section, and just all the way down is zinnias and flowers, and then butterflies and bees. So, I mean, this border is a success, I would say. Well, my phone overheated earlier, but like I said, I think this border is a success. It's got herbs and flowers and lots of things growing, and perennial things like yarrow are starting to fill in. And so the yarrow, while it's not getting a lot of sun right now because of these bigger things shading it, eventually the zinnias and like the basil won't be here, so then I'll have a lot of yarrow, and the alyssum is still there. I do have some cranberry hibiscus and some roselle in there, and then so all of that's going to basically stay for until the frost. Most of this will, but yeah, look, I'm out here a few hours later and there's still pollinators everywhere. These zinnias are about almost 5 foot tall. I mean, hold on, let me see. So I am about 5'1", and they're almost as tall as me. So this zinnia plant is doing really well. I mean, on top it's pretty, down below it is doing what zinnia plants do here in Florida. And this one is flopped on the ground, but it's fine. So yeah, everything is doing really well. The one thing I wanted to point out, so there are a couple of these yard-long bean plants that basically I stopped eating from and just let the aphids take care of them, because I'm like, well, if I leave them somewhere, that gives the beneficials a place to move into to take care of the problem, and then I'm not losing all of my plants. I'm only going to lose a couple, and that's basically what happened here. So there are plenty of beneficials in my garden right now, and they do take care of the aphids, but sometimes you do just have to, you know, sacrifice a crop or two just to let the life cycle of all of the insects you know, play out. So it's important to me that I keep food around for the beneficial insects. So if that meant by letting the aphids eat a couple of these bean plants, then so be it. But then I have a few new ones coming right below it. So these ones will have lots of chance to give me some more food. And there's some yarrow growing up under here. So pretty excited. And there's some more beans there. Lots of flowers. And then over here I have the roselle, another roselle plant, another cranberry hibiscus plant. And then, like I said, I was just out here the other day, but lots of the purple yard-long beans. Oh, Jesus, getting bit by ants everywhere I turn around. So there's lots of beans coming on here, so that's good. And yeah, so this is, oh, one other thing, just wanted to point out the growth of these winged beans. These are a Asian type bean as well. Well, this one's growing up this plant, so I'm just gonna let it. But there's a few of them growing here as well as a loofah. These are an Asian type bean, and they do really well in our hot summer. So I am happy to have those. And I think that's about it. I am gonna go back inside before my phone heats up again. And yeah, so that'll call it a day. And thank you for watching, and have a good one.